posting your political opinion on the internet is absolutely your right. You're free to do that. You're absolutely free to do that. But the lesson that I want you to take away from this post and the result of this post is that you need to count the cost before you post. Count the cost before you post. Here we have Joanna St. Germain. She has made a Facebook post that she deleted because it brought the Secret Service to her door. They opened up an investigation on her. Now, the internet lives forever. Someone took a screenshot, and we have it here. This news organization title: Waterville teacher calls for Trump supporters to be assassinated. Quote from the post: if I had the skill set required, I would take them out myself. Now, that this is a news organization. They're tweeting. Of course, that sounds provocative, but let's look at the post and see what Miss Germain said. The Secret Service has the perfect opportunity if they choose to step up and take it. You are the ones with power. Okay, I'm intrigued. I want to know more. Coordinate. Take out every single person who supports Trump's illegal, immoral, and unconstitutional acts. Look at the sycophants and give them what they're asking for. Now, that right there, I don't know what she means by that. I'm curious. I need to know more because obviously if I'm on the right, that I mean, okay, you sounds like you want to hurt somebody. But if I'm on the left, okay, maybe it's a poor choice of words. So you see how that goes. You see how that goes. And for me, like I read that and I'm uncomfortable for her to have that out there for public consumption. Every other country sees what's happening and they are taking stands. If you step up, we can avoid a civil war. I'm not talking about assassinating a president. A president is a person duly elected by the American people. Trump has shamelessly bragged openly about stealing the election. He's making plans to give himself a third term. I'm talking about Americans recognizing a fascist dictatorship and standing against it. Secret Service, you are Americans. My beloved military, you are Americans. We the people are counting on you. If I had the skill set required, I would take them out myself. So there you go again. That language right there, I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm really, really uncomfortable with that because she put herself in this position that I think it would be reasonable for the Secret Service to look at that and say, "Hey, we have to at least do an interview with Joanna St. Germain. We at least got to talk to her and just get some clarity on this at the very least." And, this reads like this reads like emails that I've accidentally sent out where I'll type some of it and then I'll go and get some more information and then I'll type some more of it and then I'll get interrupted and then I will come back and finish it. But based on the information that I got earlier or the new thought that I had, like there was stuff that I didn't delete that I typed earlier because this is not flowing. This is not flowing very well for me. Goes on to say, I'm making this post public for a reason. I promise you. Don't waste time wondering if I'm okay. I'm not. If you're okay, you're lying to yourself. So, um, we have to count the costs. Have to count the costs. And then, too, I would say if I was in Mr. St. Germain's, if I was in her inner circle, as a friend, I would say, hey, let's just take a break from politics. Just take a break. Turn off the news. I guarantee you, the sun will rise, sun will set. You'll you know, and with each day that begins, you're going to go to work, you're going to go to school, you're going to execute wonderful lesson plans, you're going to interact with your students, build relationships, you're going to teach. Everything is going to be fine. You don't need to get lost in the political swamp, and it's just, especially if it causes these kinds of emotions, these kinds of frustration, anxiety. And she even says it here herself, don't waste time wondering if I'm okay. I'm not. So I don't think she wants to hurt anybody. But politics has this effect on people. And yeah, definitely people on the right, they will want charges brought up against her, and people on the left, they would be a little bit more understanding and wanting to give her a break. But remember the fact that she is a teacher. Not only is she a teacher, she's a high school teacher, so she is working with what I call young adults. And these young adults, they need our help not only to teach content, but they need help navigating the hundreds of decisions that they're making each and every day. We as teachers, we're leaders. We are leaders, and we're also role models. We show these young adults how to be a responsible citizen, how to be a part of a community. We show them what that looks like. And when we're a part of a community, a productive part of a community, we tend to stay away from making comments or commentary or posts that can be taken a certain way, that to mean that you want people hurt because they think different than you. And I just don't think that is the I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's the message we want to send to young people, that because you disagree with me, I don't think you should have a day in your life that you have something to smile about. I think you should be taken out. Like that's not the message, and I don't think that that's the message. Now that she's had time to think about it, I don't think that's the message that she wants to put out there for her, even her for her students to also be able to see. I don't think that's the example that she meant to set. I'm gonna give grace, not because I'm on the left or the right, but I'm gonna give grace here. Obviously, the political landscape has caused some anxiety for this teacher, but the lesson that we can take from the also check this out. She's an English teacher. She's an English teacher, so I know that she demands her students to be specific, and but there's just, for me, especially this coordinate, take out every single what do you mean by that? I don't understand. You gotta hit the nail on the head if you're talking like that. If that's what's in your mind, what do you mean? Because the hook is in terms of writing a persuasive essay. The Secret Service has a perfect opportunity if they choose to step up and take it. You are the ones with the power. Whoa, what are we talking about? What do you want the Secret Service to do? You want them to coordinate, take out every single person who supports Trump's. And again, the more and more you read it, it could only mean one thing. And so, what's the lesson? What's the takeaway? Before you post your political opinion on the internet for all to see, just I want you to pause. I want you to pause and think, like, is this what I really want to put out there for public consumption? Just think about that. And then I want you to think about, would I be okay if my principal were to see this? Okay. Would everything be okay? Would I be okay if my students were to see this? Because the students are looking. They're looking, and then they find you, present students and former students. They're looking to find, especially at a high school. Am I okay with that? Because this wasn't a private profile. This is public. And I think, again, you're allowed to have your public. You're allowed to have your own political opinion. I imagine this was on her own device. That's fine, but you have to count the cost. Because now at her school, I guarantee you there are parents who called the school concerned about this post, about this teacher, about the safety of students. Like now there are other things that are set in motion because this story is out there. The school is in the news. And you just have those parents, you just have those parents, those concerned parents. Hey, what's going on? I don't want my kid in her class. Because I guarantee you there are people within her community, within that school community, that agree with Trump. So when they read that, they're going to personalize it and say, oh, well, I guess if she wants something to happen to Trump supporters, must want something to happen to me. That goes for parents. That goes for colleagues who also support Trump. You just have to count the costs. It's not illegal to post your political opinion on the internet, but you have to be wise, and you have to count the cost. So I'll leave it at that, but it's just really sad. It's really sad what it's come to when we talk about the politics in this country. It's just really sad how it affects negatively our communities, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But there you have it. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, please don't forget that teachers are leaders.